All right, everybody, welcome back to MoMo on the Move. This is a very exciting episode because this is going to be the first episode being shot in my new apartment. The tour will come soon. I'm waiting on my roommate to get back because he's always on the move. That's why this works. But I'm very happy to bring back Christian Campos. He was on one of my episodes in season 1, and in season 1 we talked about acting and what it's like in this generation. Like, he was giving us a bunch of tips, and he was telling us about a book that he was writing about, but he couldn't disclose much because it was like on the low. But he finally released his book. So Christian, tell us about yourself, why you decided to write the book, and what we can expect to find in the book.
Well, thanks for having me, and congratulations on your new place.
Thank you.
I love it. So, salud. Cheers.
Cheers.
Drinking water. Thanks. So, like, the first time you had me, like, I was keeping it a secret. So, you were one of the few people that I knew that I was doing this, and it's only because you're, like, a good friend, we were chopping it up that day. But yeah, I decided to write this book because, I've been acting since I was 15 years old, and I'm 32 now, and I meet a lot of...
Damn, it's been a minute.
Yeah, no, right? I meet a lot of aspiring actors that come and move specifically to LA to chase that dream, to be an actress, model, or whatever, right? And I know it could be really difficult for you guys, having to make rent and having to figure everything out and just like ask questions. And then I'm an Angelino. I was born and raised in Los Angeles, so I just decided to write this book this year because it was weird, because so basically how it happened was that I was on my Facebook account and I had like multiple messages from people that I've never met before that were asking me like, hey, like so and so told me about you, that you've been acting, like, do you have any tips, because I'm gonna move out there. And I, these messages were from like 2015, 2017, right. And I never got a chance to read them. And then that day I went to my brother's house, and his girlfriend handed me one of my books that I had bought, one of the only books that I've ever bought in my life, by Rhonda Byrne, called The Secret. And I tripped out. I was like, damn, this is like... It's
like the Krabby
You know what I mean? This
formula.
is like crazy. Like this was my book. I bought this at some point. And then, I don't know, just something in me, it was like a click in my head. Like, it's like God telling me, like, hey, you need to write a book that's going to break everything down for aspiring actors all over the world that specifically want to move to Los Angeles and just like save their lives, like save them trouble, like years of like having to figure things out.
So it's kind of like a playbook.
Yeah. So this is like the real deal. Like this from like my chapter 1, which is like new to LA. Like I break down like like cities and places to live in, and just like basically tips to what to do, what not to do, and then just obviously the important stuff.
Well, I wish I had this at the start of my my move out here to LA, but I'm glad it's here now, and there's still so many questions that I have on how to go about things. So
Exactly. So, like I said, it's a process. Even joining the union now, SAG-AFTRA, which costs $3,000 to join, it's so difficult. You know what I mean?
You gotta get those vouchers.
And there's like ways to do it. There's like ways to strategize, and that's pretty much what I break down right here. Like, kind of like what they don't tell you in other acting books. Right. I'm talking like actors' websites, calling services, how to get an agent, like agency recommendations, just like everything from background work to like potentially getting to have heart lead if you get lucky, or getting your 3 vouchers, doing background, like just everything that you need to know to basically join the union and just like become a successful working actor, even auditions and stuff like that. So.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And like throughout the process, what was the hardest thing you had to overcome, or obstacles that you had to face when writing this book?
Like when I decided to write the book, I kind of like became obsessed with it, and I blocked.
I mean, you kind of have to.
Yeah, I blocked everyone out of my life. Just prioritized the book, and it's just because I knew how valuable the information I was going to give in it was going to be. And I knew I've never like felt so sure about something in my life, but like I said, I felt 100% sure about the book, and I was set out to finish it no matter what, and I finished it. And the hardest part was that I actually decided to self-publish, because nowadays, back in the days when you publish a book, you would have to like reach out, like as a writer, you would have to reach out to publishing companies, and then these companies, they're like known companies, in the world, and they basically do all the work for you. Like they could, if your idea is really good or whatever, then they'll throw in their publishing house logo, which is their imprint,
Right.
and then they just do all the marketing. Like you literally just sit down and probably get a check, and they'll probably keep, I would say like 80% of the
So
earnings.
they're kind of like an agent for
Exactly,
an
yeah.
actor. Okay.
So they do everything. So like I said, for me, I decided nowadays in 2019, we have Amazon, right, which is Create Space, and then we have Ingram Spark, which is Lightning Source. So Amazon, when you self-publish on Amazon, you get like 70% of your royalties.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you basically, they only charge you to print your book, and Amazon's like huge in the world, right? And then there's like Ingram Spark, but Ingram Spark, the reason I decided to self-publish with them is because they distribute like all over the world. You know what I'm saying? Like they do like Canada, Australia, China, and everything, and they also do Amazon. You know what I mean? So one of my mentors that I have like spoken to, Benjamin Decker, who published Practical Meditation for Beginners, he was the one that he actually published through like a company, you know what I mean, through a publishing company, but he was basically the one that, we chopped it up, and he kind of told me like how to go about things, how to get, I got familiarized with things, but then that was it. Like he's been promoting for Marianne Williamson, who is running for presidency in 2020, so he's just extremely busy.
Okay.
And then, so the hardest part was just myself having to figure everything out from, man, this is Monica, MoMo, you have no idea.
Like staying on
you
track.
You have no idea, like, how hard this was, like.
I mean, I can imagine. I mean, I'm personally writing my own script, and writer's block is a serious thing. Like, did you ever get writer's block where you just sit there and you just, like, have no words? Like, you just.
No. So, like, I wrote it in 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
I swear to God. I wrote it in 3 weeks.
You just
literally, like, I knew exactly, like I said, like I told you before, I knew exactly what I was going to write in it. Like, I broke down my contents. I broke down my contents, and I just literally poured my heart out. This is 100% real. This is not like, and it's one of the reasons why I wanted to self-publish, because when you go through a publishing company, they reword your book, and they add stuff, and they take away stuff, and then that's just how it happens, period. You know? I wanted this to be 100% me, and as real as it can be. Like I said, I was born and raised in LA. I've been in the game. I've done a lot of stuff. I've done, guest stars, principal acting, like background, like, just photo doubling. Like I've done every single thing. And I think that's what makes this book special. It's not just like someone that does like one specific thing. Like I've done it all, like in my field, you know what I'm saying? So 100%, like my heart is in that book. Like I literally like made a lot of sacrifices. I lost a lot of things. And I was set out to do it, and I finished it, and, I just want my readers to know that this is, like, the real deal. Like, this book will truly change your life, and it'll truly make your life easier, I swear. Like, on my life. My heart is in it.
I'm excited to read it then.
Yeah.
And when you say that you've done everything in your field, like, what?
So, like, I guest starred on Criminal Minds, NCIS, East Los High, right, as a principal actor. Photo doubling, I photo doubled for like Wilmer Valderrama on like NCIS, just doing inserts for him.
Did you ever do any stunt work?
What? Yeah, I've done stunt work. Like I've done a lot of soccer stunts because I'm really good. So when I've done like national soccer commercials for like Nike, Adidas, stuff like that, I've obviously had to do like some slides and shit like that. Sorry for swearing. But yeah, so and I did like background work for like 10 years. You know what I mean? That's how actually how I got my vouchers. Like when I started, like I didn't
from background work.
Yeah, I really didn't know. Like I'm like, man, I don't know what to do. Like I need a job. Like I like acting, but I'm like I need a job. So I looked up, how to be an extra on Disney shows and stuff like that. And then, I ended up being Wacky the Wolf, the school mascot on Disney Channel's Ant Farm. You know what I mean? So. Long story short, back in the days, what they were doing.
Whatever pays the bills, man.
Yeah, I was getting like $400 a day, doing that gig.
What?
I swear to you, like I was 23 years old. I just recently had moved into my
mascot for a day.
I had to move in. I moved into my first apartment, and then I just landed that gig. You know what I mean? And it actually came from background. Like I just got upgraded, and they just gave me like special rates. So I was getting shooting twice a week, Thursdays and Fridays at Hollywood Center Studios down in Santa Monica. And it was beautiful, man. Like working with these Disney kids and just pumping up the crowd and everything. So I was like I said, it was really exciting part in my life. And that's actually how I became union, because I was working under
from that Disney show.
Yeah, I was working under AFTRA vouchers, and then
okay.
And then what happened was that SAG and AFTRA weren't, like, they were different unions, but they had been wanting them to merge for years. So when they finally merged, you know, everyone that was AFTRA that wasn't SAG became SAG, and everyone that was SAG and wasn't AFTRA became AFTRA. So I saved myself like all that money, and yeah, the rest is history. You know, after that, I guest started on Criminal Minds, and then everything just started happening from there. You know what I mean?
Have you been in a movie yet?
No, I haven't. So yeah,
so
thanks for calling me out on that.
It's alright. I just want to know. He said
he
did everything. It's alright.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, as far as like music videos, short films, and all that stuff. But yeah. So, but if I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, I've realized that I'm not really passionate about wanting to be on TV or film, because it's a very, very difficult, like, tough thing to do. And I feel like you got to be really, really 100% passionate.
You don't want to be the star of the show?
No. I feel like you really have to be passionate about memorizing, like you know what I'm saying? Like dialogue.
Becoming the character.
Like, literally, like, all that hard work and stuff. Like, I've, like, done it. Like I said, when I was on Criminal Minds, that shit was scary as fuck. Like, because I remember I originally went in to play Hernandez, military dude, and literally as soon as I left Quixote Studios in Glendale, and I'm driving down the 5 freeway home, I get a call from my agent. It's like, hey, so they want to see you tomorrow to play another character. And I got bummed out. I'm like, man, really? Like, so I didn't get Hernandez? Like, no, but they want to see you. They want to see you. They think you'll be perfect for Hernandez III. You know, the grandson in the future or something. Okay. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever. I was kind of bummed, you know, I didn't get Hernandez. So the next day I go and I audition for the grandson, Hernandez, right? I'm like, you know, at the time I was like bald, fade, like younger. And I walk in.
You had the military look.
Yeah. So I walk in the room and I literally 15 people, like, in the room, like director, producer, casting director, everybody, like 12 people just literally staring at me. Just silence, complete silence. And I'm just like,
yeah, you know auditions are no joke. Auditions are terrible.
Like, can you, like, the pressure, just like everyone just like judging you, just looking at you like, okay, cool, like, can we do it like this way? And okay, like, do you have any family in the military? You know, and then they just, and it's just, it's crazy. You know
just
what I'm saying?
gotta present your best self and hope that they like it.
So you have to, like, mentally prepare yourself for rejection as an actor, you know what I mean? Because it's a tough field. Like, people think it's easy. Man, shit is not easy, man. Yo.
You gotta be okay with failing. Like, you fail like 9 times out of 10, and then you finally catch that lucky break. And so like, I ended up booking Hernandez, right? And then I shot with Criminal Minds, and that was in 2013. So I'm still getting residuals for it, which is nice. Like, little $25, $30 checks here and there. But what I'm trying to tell you, Momo, is that I came to realize in my career that commercials, you know, like going in there playing soccer or smiling and stuff like that, that's just kind of more of my thing, because you could easily make some really decent money on national commercials. I know. If you get lucky, you know, because they have callbacks and all that. So I'm really passionate about stuff like that. I'm not really passionate about being famous or anything like that. Like, I've done a lot in my career. So you're more about the behind the scenes, or like kind of like...
No, more about, like, just... You know, work easy, not hard.
Work smarter, not harder?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Got it.
So, yeah, that's...
No, that's definitely one thing that I learned when coming out to LA. And, you know, as an actor, you obviously, like, right off the bat, you're not, like, landing movie roles or whatever. Unless you know the right people. So, as an actor, you have the bartend, waitress, but the best way, I guess, to stay in your field are commercials, because commercials do pay
exactly
a nice lump sum, and you're not working every day. It's like you have, but like it's like you have to land those commercials, like,
of course,
kind of like more frequently than not. And I actually took a class. I don't know if you've heard of it. Hey, I saw your commercial.
That
It's a class.
It's a class.
And it's like, it's literally called, Hey, I saw your commercial.
I'm like, okay.
My coach was Mike Smith, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Honestly, it's been a few months since I took the class. But he's actually my lifetime coach. Like, I paid a fee that whenever, if I have a question, like, I call him. And honestly, it was a great class. I took it once a week.
It's like a lifetime fee, you said? Gee,
no, not a lifetime fee. It's a one-time fee for a lifetime. Like, which is pretty. It was like $100 for
50,000 deposited to this account, and you'll have me forever.
It wasn't like that. You think I'd be paying that?
I'm kidding.
But anyway, it was like I took this class every week. It was 3 hours, and he put you on front of the camera.
Yeah.
But he prepared you for commercial auditions.
Right.
And he sets up at least like twice or 3 times a month to audition in front of commercial agents.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's only 3 commercial agents, and it's in front of the class that you've been acting in, so you're comfortable. It's more of a comfortable situation. And 3 agents.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So it's like a little showcase that he has every every month. So like in that class, I learned that if you wanna, focus on your craft, but not like be slaving every single day, like bartending. Like I'm done. I'm trying to retire bartending.
Yeah.
Commercials are the way to go. So
yeah, 100%, especially union SAG. So I think like if you're not union for like all aspiring actors out there, just
I'm not
really
union
aim 100% to like join the union, because that shit will change your life. Because you could be like people that really don't know or that just come and want to just speak on it. That's what I've heard. Oh, like non-union is everywhere. Like, oh, there's no like blah blah blah. You don't want to listen to that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You really want to become a working actor. Like you want to aim to be the best. You want to aim to be a union actor. You know what I'm saying? Because as a non-union, like if you book a non-union commercial, for instance, they'll just, let's say, give you $500 for the day, $2,000 buyout. But that $2,000 buyout is only if you make the cut in editing. If you don't, then you only get $500. And let's say you do book it, right? Like it's a national non-union, right? 2 Gs. You get 2 Gs, right? That's it. They could blow it up. They could blow it up for 10 years, and that's it.
But
you're not getting no residuals ever in your life again. You know what I'm saying?
So,
if you book a union commercial for the day and they blast it, even if they blast it for 3 months or like a year, you'll legitimately, with the new contracts, make up to $20,000. You know what I'm saying? That's the new contracts right now. It's like everything. There's like 3 different contracts that they have. One of them specifically, it's like 20 Gs, flat rate, guaranteed. You'll shoot that shit in a day, 20 Gs. That covers like social media, cable, Spanish, and English, I think. But 20 Gs is 20 Gs. You know what I'm saying? You get those 20 Gs, you book that national, you don't got to work the whole year. That's your rent right there. Literally, that's the way I see things. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of what I aim for. And there's people that are booking like nationals like left and right that just have like a certain look or have certain skills.
Okay.
Boxer, you know what I mean? Like.
Hey. All right. No, definitely. I have to get on my commercial wave.
But I said,
as a non-union actor, for now, I was told, kind of like stay non-union until like you've gotten enough content as a non-union actor, like for your reel and whatever.
Yeah.
Because once you're not union anymore, you can't get like audition for those roles.
Right.
So like, if you have the opportunity to take on that role, you kind of like.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't, like I said, you don't want to listen to people like that.
But I guess not.
You want to be on 13 Reasons Why. You want to do boxing commercials. You want to shoot what is it? Girl Fight, right?
Yeah.
2, your script that you've been working on, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry if I just put you on blast.
I
you got to make that shit happen.
I definitely mentioned it. Yeah.
You got to make that happen. Like that's what you got to aim for.
You're right.
You know what I mean? And I would just say like you got to make sacrifices. So. I talk about it in my book, but I'll tell you right now, 100%. You got to distance yourself from friends. Don't fucking party. Like, don't. I know you're a worker. I know you're a worker, and I know. You got to pay the bills and stuff like that. But you really have to strategize. Like, you know what? Like, I touch on that on my book. You have to strategize. Like, I'm literally like. I'm not saying like don't go out ever, but really like just strategize on what you need to do to join SAG. Even if that's extra work or whatever it is, and just make sacrifices. Like, don't party, don't do none of that until you achieve what you really want to achieve, and then start opening up to doing things. Because when you're doing that, all this, like you're not noticing it, but you're not making things happen. You know what I mean? I'm being like 100%.
No, I feel
telling
that.
you like, but
that was
you.
one of the major reasons why I moved out here to California, because New York was such a distraction, especially with like. Partying, because if it wasn't my friends, it was my family. If it wasn't my family, it was my friends, and it's just like a whole back and forth cycle. I mean, I love them to death. And like,
of course.
Obviously, and I have like serious FOMO, like fear of missing out. So like whenever someone's out, I'm like, damn it, I should have been there, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But this whole move was like kind of the reason why, and having people like you come onto my show is just like motivation for me to reach my goals, and like I hope to get at, like, you know, inspire other people.
Right, for sure.
Through this podcast and through my journey, like I'm showing them like having fun and going out on top of, like, you know, being on my grind, like with boxing, with writing, with working. And
it's a lot of hard work.
No, it's a lot. I like try to juggle 50 million things.
And that's the thing, that when you're working as hard as yourself, sometimes you just need a drink. So it's easy for your homegirls and homeboys to say, hey, like, let's go here after work, or let's go turn it up. And then guess what? That's like a Monday through Friday
everything in moderation, man.
You know?
You just can't, you know, let it overcome you.
Right.
So that's just like, I try to motivate people, like motivation. That's like my hashtag nowadays. But when having like an episode a day, like an episode a week with one of my friends who are on their grind doing their thing, it motivates me to keep going.
For sure.
So thank you for that.
Yeah.
And after writing this book, how do you feel? Like, are you willing to like write another book?
Oh man, like to be honest with you, like I don't like, I'm not thinking about writing another book.
No.
See, but like one of my boys who's a writer, he's like, dude, you're seeing that now. Like, we'll see later. But the reason is because, like, man, this has been like the hardest year of my life. Just having it, like I mentioned before, having to figure everything out from like what's an imprint, like what's a barcode, what goes in italic lettering, getting my book professionally edited, like investing in this so people could see like the professionalism. You know what I'm saying? Because I could write great, but not like on an author like level to where people would just like critique my shit. You know what I'm saying? So I had to invest in like editing, and invest in interior design, and invest in just like every single thing, like. And then even getting endorsements.
You have to invest in yourself to.
Exactly, yeah. But even getting endorsements from like friends of mine, most like were busy somewhere, like they're like, you know, lucky. My acting teacher Efren Ramirez, who played Pedro in Napoleon Dynamite. You know, I reached out. I reached out to him. Like, bro, like, you know, you taught me how to act. Like when I was younger, like he was touring for Napoleon Dynamite, doing like photos for like fans. Right now, this was literally this year, and I'm like, bro, like he's super busy. I'm like,
what is he working on now?
He's still acting. But you know, like he's like, everyone knows him for playing Pedro in Napoleon Dynamite. So he was doing like a Comic-Con, or traveling the world with some John, what's his, Heater or something, the Napoleon Dynamite guy. And I reached out to him, and he was like in his hotel, and he's like, yeah, you know, I'm like I, you know, congrats on the book, and thank God he wrote me an endorsement. Is what I'm trying to, like, he found time to write me something. So, and then I got an endorsement from Noel Guglielmi, who's a good friend of mine, who played Hector in Fast and Furious, and he's worked with like the biggest actors in the world, Harsh Times, Bruce Almighty with Jim Carrey, like. So Noel, like, he wrote my foreword, you know. So like, you know, just that, like, to me it's a blessing, you know what I mean, to have these guys back my book.
But I mean, they all started from the bottom. So of course.
But like the fact that they took the time to just like. Like kind of like believe in my dream, you know. But even having to do that was difficult, because like I had to send them my book. I'm like, hey, like, you know, no one's just gonna write you something. Like, they have to see what you're writing. So
it's like a letter of recommendation. Like,
you have
to work for that letter of recommendation.
So like, you know, what I want to say, it's that this isn't over, like, for me. Like, this is just starting. You know what I mean? Like, as far as
I want to know what the next move is.
Yeah. So here's the next move, guys. Like, for all you guys watching. Like, since I self-published this, right now it's available for pre-order on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Target. Pre-order. The release date is October 9th. So if you pre-order it, like...
I pre-ordered, but like, I'm trying to read this now. Like.
Yeah. I mean, you can right now. Like, low-key, don't tell nobody. The book is right there. That's an exclusive copy right there.
Oh, shit.
But, yeah. So
you order it first.
Yeah, so like, it's available pre-order. And as a self-publisher, like, I got to do all the promotion myself. So that's it's like I said, this is just starting. Like, for this to get out in the world, like, I legitimately have to try my best to get it out there.
Of course, you have. That's why social media is like the easiest way to promote yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So,
are you on all platforms, like Twitter, Facebook,
I'm not on Twitter.
Instagram?
Like, I've never really.
Twitter's like big.
Is it
I'm not on Twitter like that. I used to be on Twitter.
Okay.
But I kind of slacked on it. I haven't been on it. I have it on my phone, but like I just don't tweet like that anymore. But Twitter is huge. Like, one of the directors that I filmed my first feature film with, OJ Reyes. Shout out.
Shout out OJ Reyes.
He gets a bunch of work as an actor. I mean, as a writer, like, to write for bigger projects that, like, you know, non-disclosure agreements and all that good stuff. Like, big time big time stuff, like he got through Twitter, like by tweeting at like other writers and publishers.
Social media, it's a blessing to have that.
Yeah. So he told me, like, Monica, if you want to promote your stuff, like, you gotta use Twitter, like,
for sure.
Twitter is money.
Yeah, like I said, my friends, like, through social media, some that I grew up with, some that I went to high school with, some that are family members. Mm-hmm. You guys, like, that includes yourself, like, you guys have been tremendously, like, a blessing to me because the fact that you guys are like sharing my book and just like liking it and commenting, like, to me, like that
I support the hustle.
That means the world, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that a bunch of my friends have pre-ordered the book, thank you, MoMo. That actually like bumped up my book to like #1 in new releases for acting books. You know what I mean? But that's it. Like, it's just it doesn't stop there. You know what I mean? Like right now, like I have a promotional video that I shot for the book that I will be releasing tomorrow at 9 a.m. Oh. You know what I mean? So that promotional video for my book, I will be using like in social media platforms to try to, you know, market it as much as I can so I could get people to see it. Because like I said, to me, in my heart, this is the best book.
This was your passion project.
Yeah, but it's, to me, like in my heart, I truly believe 100% this is the best acting book, period, for anyone that wants to act. I don't think there's nothing like it. Like, I'm being 100% confidently telling you that. You know what I'm saying?
excited because it's not that big. Like, it's not that thick.
Yeah.
So I won't be intimidated to read it.
And it's straight to the point. This isn't like, hey, blah, 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 blah. This is just legitimately breaking everything down straight to the point.
So like, when you say you're self-published, did you have like someone to help you edit? Like, did you have an editor or?
No, this is all 100%. This is
all you.
100%. So I did invest in editing as far as like, so I went, I had my, a good friend of mine who was recommended, Stephanie, at Integrative Inc., right? Basically had to invest in paying her, and then she just like basically, like, if there's anything that didn't sound as professional, then she kind of like helped me reword it, you know, like reword it and stuff.
Okay, so you did have some supervision in your final.
Yeah, but there's nothing that she's not an actress. Like, this is 100% like my book, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like I said, I'm not calling myself a writer. Like, I guess I'm a writer now, but I never planned on doing this. This is all me, like, in the book, you know, for people to like succeed and stuff. So, but yeah, like I didn't want to get like judged on my writing and stuff like that. I don't write like on an author level. So yeah, like if you really want to have success, you have to invest in that. So I had to invest in editing and in the interior design because I incorporate a lot of images. MoMo is in the book, guys. You know, I'm using one of her images in my book. So I wanted to, like, you know, there's like one of my contents, I talk about diversity in Hollywood. So, you know, there's a lot of interracial same-sex couple castings right now, or like interracial couple castings, you know what I mean? So I incorporated a bunch of my friends, like models and actors. So shout out to all the photographers, models and actors that like allowed me to use their images.
Awesome. You used your resources and made the most of it. I mean, that's why you network.
Exactly.
To have all those people help you.
Yeah, so it's a blessing. It was definitely a blessing for all my friends to come through. So like I said, I wanted it to be fun, and I break everything down, you know, like in the book, from like even like commercial headshots with theatrical headshots, and, you know, like investing in...
And it's available on Amazon, Kindle.
Yeah, so acting today, that's it. But my subtitle...
Like, is it like in Barnes and Nobles and stuff too?
Yeah, of course. So like Acting a Day, subtitle, A Guide to Hollywood's New Era. But you could find it under Acting a Day. And, you know, I didn't really touch on this, but the fact that Target and Barnes and Noble and Amazon literally like looked at my book and just, they were like, we want this book, and they posted on their websites.
Oh wow!
That's you have no idea, man, like what that means to me. Like, that's something that I never like thought would happen. You know what I mean? That's something that I would hope would happen, but it's like, you know, you never really know until you kind of see it. So like I said, my family, they migrated from Guatemala, first generation born and raised American citizens. So like, I don't have any like family members that are into acting or passionate about acting, or just like, hey, get into acting, son.
I mean, same here.
Or like, hey, write a book. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you didn't have the blueprint. You just kind of went out.
Exactly. Although actually, I get a lot of inspiration from my dad, because, you know, my dad actually he likes to write, and he wrote like, I think he wrote like 3 friendly books, like just like stories or something like that. So, you know, like years after, like, you know, I did this. So kind of like, man, how does your dad feel about this? Psychologically, I'm like, my dad probably like inspired me. You know what I mean? Man, my dad, like, I was talking to my mother today, and my mother told me, yo, like, your dad talked to me today, and he told me Christian is like smarter than you and I together. You know, but I'm like, why would he like say that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know he's extremely proud, and he's like super shocked.
Are you the only child? Or?
No, my brother Pierre. He's awesome. He's really responsible. Works at Air France.
He's really responsible.
Yeah, he's very responsible. I'm like, he's a responsible like child. Yeah,
really?
He works at Air France.
Seems like you're pretty put together, right?
Yeah, shout out Pierre. I love you, brother. But anyways, yeah. So like, you know, my dad, like, I feel like one of his comments on Facebook was like, man, I'm like shocked. Like, I can't believe he did this. You know what I mean?
Oh, but don't cry.
Nah. But like, to me, like, my parents like have always shown me like tremendous love, and they've worked hard and made a lot of sacrifices for me to like be born here.
Have that, especially in the acting career.
Yeah. So like, I love my parents. I think there's like sometimes I
shout out mom and dad.
Shout out mom and dad. Sometimes I stop and think like, man, like I never thought I would do this, and sometimes like I would kind of like put myself down like, damn, because they've accomplished a lot. My dad, like my mom, like invested in a hotel in Guatemala, and my dad, he built his house in Guatemala. So I'm like, yo, I don't have a house, like, you know what I'm saying? So
no, baby steps, you'll get
yeah,
there.
that's like my parents.
You just wrote a book. This is a big accomplishment.
Yeah, this is huge. You know, like I said, the fact that my parents' last name is in that, to me, like it just really brings joy to my heart. You know what I mean?
Of course.
So
your next move, you didn't really like touch upon that, but would you consider ever writing like your own script, since you don't really want to be the front man?
Right.
But would you like see yourself as like the director or like the playwright, the screenwriter for something bigger? Like
today in life, no. Like
no?
I have no interest.
It's not in your plans.
No.
All right.
But like the next move would be like this, like I said, promoting wise, this just started happening. This journey just started. So.
And you said this book isn't finished?
No, it's finished.
Okay.
But like my journey, like as far as like Target and Barnes and Noble posted, that's huge. You know what I'm saying? But I really got to get this out there. Like I want people to see it. Like right now, it's only my friends on Instagram, my friends on Facebook.
No, we gotta get you on a commercial with this book.
Yeah, which is why, like, you know, decided to shoot that promotional video, which I will be launching tomorrow, like on my social media platforms.
You know what we need to do? We need to get you on Ellen. We need to go on Ellen.
I wish, like Ellen.
Talk about your book.
Oh man.
Because once you're on Ellen, it's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
I love Ellen. She's awesome.
Fantastic.
But yeah.
All right, I think we touched about. Oh wait, we gotta. We have this huge gift that Christian brought me over here to the left. I know you guys have been looking at it if you're watching on YouTube, but this is inspiration and motivation enough. Thank you, Christian, for this.
Yeah.
For the listeners at home, it's a whole framed picture of my logo, MoMo on the Move, that I can't wait to hang up in my new apartment. Thank you so much. This means a lot to me, and you know, it's definitely some motivation to keep going and to keep doing what I'm doing. And I'm glad that I have this platform for you to, you know.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. MoMo on the Move. Thank you. It's a blessing to be here. Like I said, you're great, you're amazing, you're talented, and
thank you,
I just can't wait to see you in like movies and stuff like that.
Yo, one day, and I'll let you know when I have that script in there.
It's gonna happen. I believe
I'm gonna manifest it. So. Thank you again, Christian. Thank you for coming. Thank you for the gift. And I can't wait to read your book. Acting Today, guys.
Acting Today.
Get it while it's hot.
Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Target.
Peace, guys.
Make it happen.